Like
What's the What's the topic?
day of judgment, DOJ,
DOJ.
right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
And like the people got all of this extra, information on it and whatnot. But the Quranic information is the real information. Like a lot be like, you don't know nothing about the day of judgment. Uh, if they ask you about the day of judgment, tell them you ain't got no knowledge.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know, man. All the knowledge is with Allah.
I don't know yet.
So
Yeah,
that's
a lot of people try to predict the day of judgment, but that's as far as they can get,
yeah,
or that's as far as they get, because they just say, "Oh, the world's coming to an end," but no one describes in detail how the world's coming to an end and what will happen
not with any
during that.
accuracy.
Nope.
Nope. But Allah does.
So
Allah,
no, yeah.
Allah got it held
I
down.
have I have a passage right here from chapter 39, which is the crowds. It's the end of the chapter. Ayat slash verses 67 through 75. I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. No testament have they made of God, such as is due to him. On the day of judgment, the whole of the earth will be his handful, and the heavens will be rolled up in his right hand. Glory to him. High is he above the partners they attribute to him. The trump will just be sounded when all that are in the heavens and on earth will swoon, except such as it will please God to exempt. Then will a second one be sounded, when behold, they will be standing and looking on. I just want to stop right there. There's a whole lot in those two ayats.
That was only two ayahs?
Yeah, that was only two ayats.
SubhanAllah. That's crazy.
67, 60. Allah talked about rolling up the earth in his right hand, and how the whole earth will be in his hand. He's roll up the heavens as well, and high is he above the partners that people associate with him.
Yo, you know what I thought about when you said that? Might be to cut you off.
Good, you cut me off all the time.
Like he got like the picture that's being drawn. I'm not saying that Allah has two arms and he looks like us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you imagine like when you open up a lid on something, right? You have that thing in one hand, and then you open it up and you peel the lid off with the other hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's basically what Allah's saying with this earth. He's gonna be holding the earth, and he's gonna take the sky off with his other hand. He's gonna roll up the sky in his other hand. SubhanAllah. We can't even imagine that. I mean, you can't even imagine that, especially not if you think the world is round.
At that particular time, Allah states that a trumpet will be sounded.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in this life, we associate a trumpet with a musical instrument, and it makes good sounds. But this kind of trumpet is going to be throughout the heavens and the earth. And when people hear this, they will faint. They will immediately faint.
Right.
Because it's so. I mean, the heavens and the earth. That's pretty vast of a space right there. So that's gonna be, if everyone hears it in the heavens and on earth, it's gonna be crazy.
I mean, think when somebody driving down the street and they music is loud and you in the house, but you feel the rattle from their music. That's just a little sound. I mean, people can't hear that a block away. You live on that block.
No.
This is something you're gonna hear all over the earth through the heavens. Young.
Car alarms, especially back in the days, they were just. Yeah.
But this
you can hear that. You can hear that probably 2-3 blocks down.
Right? You can hear that 2-3 blocks down.
If you cross town, you're not gonna hear it. But this is
Exactly.
something that would be across town from China to
Sheesh.
Venezuela, like all across. And
Sheesh.
people will faint. Like all it's the law states that all that are in the heavens and on earth will swoon. And swoon means to faint.
Yeah.
Um, except the ones that Allah pleases to exempt. And then the second blast, a second sound will be made from a trumpet. And behold, I'm reading the words now. Behold, they will be standing and looking on. I'm going to continue. And the earth will shine with the glory of its Lord. The records of deeds will be placed open. The prophets and witnesses will be brought forth, and a just decision pronounced between them. And they will be wronged in the least. And they will not be wronged in the least. You can uh, interject whenever you please.
SubhanAllah.
Inshallah. And to every soul will be paid in full the fruits of its deeds. And God knows best all that they do.
SubhanAllah, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just so the second part of that, the second trumpet, and everybody's there looking
Just
on,
like this. Just like this.
right? Right? Like, imagine everybody in humanity ever. You ever been in a crowded building or
Mm-hmm.
crowded anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like that times a billion, you know, like standing room only.
And when 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 Allah shows I want to say weird, but when Allah shows miraculous things in the sky, like let's see the clouds look like orange or reddish or something like that, or you see this particular like spiral stream of light within the sky.
Mm-hmm.
People will stop and they'll stare, like no matter where they're at. I remember I was
Right?
in the middle of Manhattan one day, and the sky looked so beautiful, and it wasn't like a regular color that the sky was displaying, but it looked to the point where everyone that I was around, we were all looking up.
Yeah.
We were just stopping and looking up, and that's like a micro effect of what this sound when the second horn trumpet is blasted sounded. That's a micro effect of what that will look like.
Yeah.
Of people looking on. And Allah will call the prophets and the witnesses, and they'll be brought forward. So everyone's in this looking up. Allah calls the prophets and the witnesses. Allah also brings out the records for everyone, and every soul will be paid in full of their deeds that they did in this earth.
Ooh.
And God knows everything, every little tiny,
Yeah,
everything that we do. That record of deeds is it's basically your whole life.
Your whole life. It's like your Facebook, you know?
It's the timestamp of your whole life.
Yeah. Be scrolling through your timeline.
The thing with Facebook though, the thing with social media though, is people put on there what
they want.
people to see.
Right?
This is gonna have everything, like ups, downs, highs, lows,
Man.
calm moments, wild moments, you name it.
Yeah.
You name it. All right. So the unbelievers will be led to hell in crowds
Ooh.
until when they arrive there, its gates will be open, and the keeper will say, "Did not messengers come to you from amongst yourselves, rehearsing to you the signs of your Lord, and warning you of the meeting of this day of yours?" The answer will be, "True. But the decree of punishment has been proven true against the unbelievers."
Yo.
To them,
Like, just that part right there, like, we can't breeze over that.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like I'm like really while I'm reading it, I'm just being cautious in what I how I say it because it's so crucial. So
yeah,
you know, I wanted to kind of act it out, but it's you
it's
know
yeah,
it's speechless. Like
yo, driven in the
led to hell,
crowds.
yeah, led to hell. Stopped at the gate. The keepers are there, and they're asking like
What are you doing here?
they're yeah. It almost sounds like they're confused. Like
Yeah,
didn't a messenger come to you from among you? I'm going to continue. To them will be said, you enter the gates of hell to dwell therein, and evil is this abode of your arrogance. And those who fear their Lord will be led to the garden in crowds,
Subhanallah.
until behold, they arrive there. Its gates will be opened, and its keepers will say, peace be upon you. You have done, you enter here to dwell therein. They will say, praise be to God, who truly fulfilled, who has truly fulfilled his promise to us, and has given us this land inheritance. We can dwell in the garden as we will. How excellent a reward for those who work righteousness. And
Yo,
you will see.
hold on. I just want to stop you real quick. Just something
Yeah, so,
that's like the comparison. It's the left hand, right hand comparison. You know, like he just talked about one crowd of people. A crowd of people is going to be led to hell, and when they get to hell, their messengers are going to be confused. They're going to be like, "Yeah, what are y'all doing here? You didn't get a message?"
the gatekeepers. Yep.
Yeah, the gatekeepers are going to be like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And they're going to be like, "Yeah, we got the message." And they're going to be asked if they what was it? If they found that their promise was true, or if they found that their Lord's
Oh,
promise was true. What was it
so
about
they'll.
the promise?
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read the ayat. It
Oh,
says the unbelievers will be led hell in crowds until they until when they arrive there. Its gates will be opened, and its keepers will say, did not messengers come to you from amongst yourself, rehearsing to you the signs of your Lord, and warning you of the meeting of this day of yours? The answer will be true, but the decree of punishment has been proven true against the believers.
there we go.
So they'll be like, they'll be like, yeah, they'll admit like this is, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
And then, but no, Allah has a decree that, and the decree means a predetermined destination.
which is like a
It's
promise.
already your life is, yeah, definitely. This is what your life is gonna be like. Your life is already written out. Your
Yeah,
life is already planned out. Everything that you'll grasp in life, you already obtained. You just have to live your life.
yeah, it's written.
And and the unbelievers will be like, this is true. The decree of punishment has been proven true against against the unbelievers. So it was already written for them to be there, and they know that.
and not
They know
and
that.
and not because it was just them as a person, but because them as a person were unbelievers, and they're gonna be
I
like,
would I would go as far as besides the person, their souls, their
yeah,
souls their souls already know. Like
yeah,
souls know more than their flesh.
yeah, and they're gonna be
So
like, I was a disbeliever. God's promise, like this is the truth. What God said was gonna happen, it's true. I'm gonna deal with this punishment. But then
and
on
then
the flip side
they'll
of it,
also
go
have their records too. My view. They also have their records too. So they'll look at that and be like, oh man, like
ahead. Yeah. But then on the flip side of it, look at the other crowd, that the other hand. It's another crowd that goes to paradise, and they get there and their gatekeeper is like, welcome.
hey, how you doing? We
Right?
have a
peace, calm
You
down.
have trumpets.
Right?
The spy is over here in the left corner. It's like a tour.
Yeah, right? And the people are going to be like, yo, Allah's promise was true. It's almost like these people that make it there, they're expecting it. In this world, they're expecting it. And when they get there, it's not surprise, it's fulfillment. Ah, Allah's promise was really true. You know?
That's the accomplishment.
Accomplishment, subhanAllah.
Mm-hmm. And Allah is like giving us a range of emotions. Like when you read that first, when you read about the crowd that's going to be led to hell, you're automatically like distressed,
Yeah.
and you feel uneasy inside. And then when you immediately right after that you read about the crowd that's going to the garden, and your heart just becomes full and warm, and it
Right.
starts beating fast, and it's exciting. It's, you know, these two different, it's like right one after another, and this is the type of inner feeling that you get when reading the Quran.
Right.
I'm gonna conclude real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you will see the angels surrounding the throne, divine on all sides, singing glory and praise to their Lord. The decision between them at judgment will be in the perfect justice, and the cry on all sides will be, praise be to God, the Lord of the worlds.
SubhanAllah. On both sides, see? On both sides. They're going to be like, yo, praise be to Allah.
And if you know how to phrase, they phrase stuff
Yep.
in this life. There's two sides to every coin. And, Allah, that's something that Allah created. Allah created everything in pairs. So you have one side and you have another side. It's always that one side and the other side,
Yeah.
or this or that. You know what I mean? It's
But on that day, it's not going to be.
Just,
it's going the this and that. It ain't going to be a one side believing and one side disbelieving. The people in bliss and the people in punishment are going to both praise Allah.
They're all going to praise Allah.
Be in full submission.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Absolutely. But praise, it's always praise be to Allah. And that particular set of ayats hit me really hard. When I was reading it, I was just like, wow, this is something. And it gives an overview, and Allah goes into deep in detail about each section that was read, but that was like a summary or a synopsis of what will inspire during that time, like, play by play.
Yeah.
So
SubhanAllah. It's the play by play is what's real to me about the Quran. Like how it's not just that, like, hey, day of judgment is going to be bad. It goes in depth. The thing that most interests me, though, I want to say, is the conversations that the people have amongst the two groups, and Allah highlights a lot of these conversations throughout the Quran. But I was reading in Surah. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up.
Inshallah.
In Surah Al-Araf, the elevations, number 7.
Mm-hmm.
This is a conversation that happens, like you just read the crowds, right?
Yes.
This is a conversation that happens between those crowds. This is like how you gave us you gave us the view of that a DOJ. This is about to zoom in on that day when that time when they both all talking.
What's the ayats?
It's Surah 7, ayah 30, starting at ayah 37.
Oh man, wow.
And the awesome part is Allah lets you know, like, who gets to be in these groups. It's not like a toss up. It's not a lottery. You know, He gives you the
Yeah,
qualities
you
that you
kind of
have to
you
have.
while you read this, while you read the book, Allah explains in detail who are the believers and who are the
Yeah.
disbelievers. And
So
up until that point, and even after that point, you said 37.
yeah, 30 starting at 37.
Okay. Allah.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. And who is more unjust than he who invents a lie about God or repudiates his proofs? Repudiates, like denies his proofs. These, there reaches them their portion of the law. When our messengers have come to them, they will take them. They will say, "Where is that which you call to besides God?" They will say, "They have strayed from us." And they will bear witness against themselves that they were deniers. So just
Wow.
that part right there, almost exactly like what you had just read. When the people that deny Allah's proofs, those people that deny the proofs, those people that are going to be like, that didn't believe that punishment, that have to be told, hey, this is the punishment you denied before. Is it real? Those people that deny the truth, when they die, when their messengers come and take them, the angel of death, when they die, when their souls are taken out, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be asked. So this is like, for disbelievers, it's humiliation on top of humiliation. They will be asked, where was that you called to besides God? So like before their souls are actually taken out, they're going to be given a chance to have their partner come and rescue them, you know. And when their partner doesn't come and rescue them, they're going to be like, they're going to bear witness against themselves that they were deniers.
Yeah, it's left.
Now
That's their reply.
I'm gonna continue, and this is like a fast forward. So we just kind of went to from their death, right? So now, everything that you just went through, 2 trumpets. Now everybody's back. Everybody's raised up, and now he's amongst the communities. He's amongst that crowd that's going to be led to hell, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after when they're led to hell, the messenger will say, or he will say, "Enter the communities that have come and gone before you of jinn and men into the fire." So when he's thrown in with those people, he's going to be thrown in and told to enter with the people that did the same thing you did before you.
Yeah.
Your fathers, the people that taught you that stuff, right? Your ancestors, the generations before you.
Your leaders, your
Leaders.
your theologians.
But not specific, because that's who they're with. They're gonna be thrown in with them, but they're gonna meet the people from the generations before. So we're all adults right now. There's a generation of adults that ran the world before. There was a generation of adults that ran the world before that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're all gonna be thrown in one after the other, right? So now I'm gonna continue. Whenever a community enters, so whenever one of those crowds is thrown into hell, it curses its sister,
Yeah.
the community that was before it, that was already there. It curses them. Like you can imagine all these people going into hell.
I'm sorry for cutting you off. So they're dragged to the gate, and the questions are asked.
Yo,
The
humiliation.
questions are asked like, are you like this? Wasn't there a message come to you? And those people, they're gonna say, true. This is what it was. And then the decree of punishment is for the unbelievers, and then they're thrown in. Then the next crowd comes.
Yeah.
Is there a message that comes to you? True. The decree of punishment is with unbelievers
Yeah,
thrown into the fire, and then it just keeps going.
and it just keeps
And
going.
then every crowd is like, so the first crowd is there. They're there. Then the next crowd comes, and they're cursing the crowd before them.
Yeah, curse you,
Like,
curse you.
like, oh man, look at you guys. You guys are here because I'm here because of you. Like, what's going on? And then the next crowd, the third crowd that comes in, they're like, well, I'm here because of you. Like,
Yeah,
it's like a blame game.
it's a super blame game that just keeps rolling, and the messenger at the gate just keeps asking the same question. What are you doing here? Didn't the messenger come to you? Each time, humiliation on top of humiliation, right? So now, just a step,
On top of all of this, they're being punished.
and on top of all of this, they're being punished. And each time they're being, hey, remember how you disbelieved? You know, each time it's just like a remembrance.
Mm. Mm.
Whenever a community enters it, it curses its sister. When they have followed one another therein all together. So now once all of them are in the hellfire, the last of them will say to the first of them, our Lord, these led us astray. So the last people are going to point to all of the rest of them and be like, it was all of them that led us astray. Give them a double punishment in the fire. He will say, for each is doubled, but you don't know, right?
Wow.
Because think about it, they all did the same thing. Like, they're all blameworthy for the same thing. So if you want them punished because they led you astray, you got to be punished because you led the next generation astray.
That's like that one player that he just messes it up for the whole team. So now it's like 3-day practices or suicide, like 30-minute suicides for everyone. Like,
yeah.
In a way.
But then it's like you got to do the team,
each other.
right? And then everybody's got to do more suicides for each person that's blaming the other person. Like, it just never stops. So, like, the last person curses them. It's like, give them a double punishment. They all get a double punishment, right? They all hear this. They're burning. They're on fire. They all get this double punishment. The first of them, hold on. The first of them will say to the last of them. So the first people that were there, they're going to say to all those generations that are blaming them, you were no better than we were. So taste the punishment for what you earned. Right?
This is not even funny.
Yo, it's no love on that day. It's like, it's...
No. Where'd the love go?
Yeah. Like, because you got to imagine, this is parents talking to each other. Parents and kids talking to each other. You know? Parents and kids and grandparents talking to each other. You know?
It's Family Feud.
Man, Family Feud. All right, to continue. Those who repudiate our proofs and are proud towards them. So the people that deny Allah's proofs and are proud to them. For them, the gates of heaven will not be opened. So that part of it has been confusing me, because I'm thinking right now, just like how you said, so you kind of went through it and you were like, you know, Allah is going to have, you know, the earth in one hand and the sky rolled up in another hand, right? What I'm thinking is all of this is happening before the sky opens. Before the sky is rolled up and the heavens are revealed, you know? So these people have no chance at seeing the heavens, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Nor will they...
I'm going to read my...
I'm sorry,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to read the ayat. Did you say you were slightly confused?
No,
maybe...
Because from this part, it's just making me think that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So...
But to continue that ayah, Nor will they enter the garden any more than a twisted rope can pass through the eye of a needle. So they won't get to see it, like the garden won't be open for them, and they won't get to enter it. Like they won't ever get to enter it.
Yeah, never.
And thus do we requite the evildoers. So that's how the evildoers are rewarded. It's not over. They have a resting place of hell. Some translations say they have a bed of hell. I like that translation, a bed of hell, you know?
I have a couch as a couch.
As a couch. So I like bed, couch. I mean, it's all the same thing, a place that you rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is why. They have a resting place of hell, and over them are covers. So the fire is their cover, you know? And thus do we requite the wrongdoers. So that's how the wrongdoers are punished. They're going to be put into hell. They're not going to see the opening of heaven. They're going to be thrown into the hellfire. And they're going to be covered up while they're burning.
Then that's bliss too. Like that's a form of bliss. Just watching heaven open up.
Right.
That's probably like a beautiful feeling inside that they will never experience.
So they don't even get to see that. That's crazy.
The unbelievers won't even get. Allah's like, we just gonna bring them to hell. It's not.
And those who heed warning and do deeds of righteousness, and we task not any soul save to its capacity. These are the companions of the garden, wherein they will abide eternally. So these are the. Hold on, I'm going to go back and just see who those people are. And those who heed warning and do deeds of righteousness, those are the people that have the garden. So they're still there. I'm assuming they're still there, you know, because the sky hasn't opened yet. The sky doesn't open for them. It doesn't open for the other people. So while all of these people are getting thrown in hell, the good people are still there amongst them, you know? It's how I'm imagining it.
Well, I mean, one group will be on one side and one group will be on another side. So picture the earth like swallowing a group of people on one side, and then the other side they're just like waiting but looking at them, at the unbelievers get swallowed in.
So the way I imagine it. Yeah, no. The way I imagine it, it's similar, except for it's not separated. Like, imagine everybody's there, and then for some people, the ground falls out from underneath them, right? Like somebody's standing right beside you, and then they're down, right?
That's more scary,
right? Because who's going to be next? And there's a reason why I feel like this. We're about to get there. These are the companions of the garden, wherein they will abide eternally. So the companions of the garden, and we remove their rancor from their hearts. There flow beneath them rivers. And they say, praise belongs to God, who has guided us to this. And we would not have been rightly guided had not God guided us. Mm-hmm. The messengers of our Lord brought the truth. So right back to how you were reading that other ayah. Didn't the messengers come to you? Those other people are going to be like, the messengers came, they brought the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And they are addressed. That is the garden, whose heirs you are made for what you did. And the companions of the garden call out to the companions of the fire. We have found what our Lord promised us true. So you can imagine there's this group of people in in heaven, right? And this group of people in hell. And I feel like there's still like the separation process is going on, you know? Because one group is up there and they're calling down to the group that's, in hell. Have you found your
Mm-hmm.
Lord's promise true? We have found what our Lord promised is true. So just like you read in your surah, both sides, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Have you found what your Lord promised you true? So the people in the hellfire are going to be like, well, was it true what your Lord promised you?
You're from.
Yeah, because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't get to see heaven, heaven wasn't open for them. They say, yeah. Then cries a crier between them. The curse of God is upon the wrongdoers. So there's still a group between them. So you got this group in heaven, a group in hell, and you got a group between them. So what I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming is the separation process is happening, and
Okay, I
the
get what you're saying now.
you know that group that's
Mm-hmm.
still there is like someone there yells, yeah, the curse of God is on the wrongdoers, those who forsake the path of God and made it crooked, and are deniers of the hereafter. So once again, these people, the crux is they deny that they're going to meet this day, that there's a hereafter, that there's a punishment, that there's a paradise. And between them is a barrier. And upon the elevations are men recognizing each one by their mark. So each time I read this, like I get something, like I'm still trying to figure it out, like
Mm-hmm.
subhanallah. But so there's this crowd of people. There's a in between them, and then there's a barrier set up. Who's the barrier set up between? I'm assuming the barriers is set up between the people that are going to heaven and the people that are going to hell, right?
That are in between.
That are in between, like
Mm-hmm.
So between them is a barrier, and upon the elevations are men recognizing each one by their mark. So they say upon the elevations. I'm assuming that this means the people that are already in heaven. They're on the elevations, They're already there, or they're heading up there. Now these men, they
And
have.
also,
Go ahead.
they're heading up there, and they recognize people that are marked. Oh, like, okay, that one, he's a believer, or
Yeah,
the people that's already in heaven, they're in heaven. But
yeah,
the people that are ascending and looking, and like, let's say, looking down at the crowd of other people, they're gonna be like, okay, he's coming, she's coming. They can kind of recognize who's going where.
exactly. Like they know who's supposed to be up. So of the people that still are on their way,
Mm-hmm.
whichever way, they know. Like they can tell which ones are going. And the companions of the garden call out, peace be unto you. They have not entered it, but they desire to. So I'm assuming these are the people that are down here. So the elevations, you got these people on the elevations that are calling out. Like, let's say you up there and you see me. You like, yo, Ant, yo, Ant, what up? Don't worry, it's all good. It's all good. And I'm like, yo, peace. Yo, salam aki. You know?
It's like when somebody's on a ship
Yeah.
and they're floating away or they're coming in, they're like, hey, like screaming to each
Yeah.
other.
You know?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me find out. I just lost it. They will not
I
have
love I
entered
love
it,
reading about the garden
right?
because it makes me feel good.
Like that whole this whole transition period into it makes me excited.
Hmm. Yeah.
They have not entered it, but they desire to. And when their eyes are turned towards the companions of the fire, so the people that are down, the people that are still on the earth, you know,
Hmm.
they're being separated. And how I imagine is a barrier's coming in, like fire is engulfing everything, right? But there are people there, like inside this little shield, and the fire's coming in, and these people here, they look around at the people in the fire, and they say, "Our Lord, place thou not us amongst the wrongdoing people." So they see the punishment coming and grabbing people up, and they're like, "Lord, don't punish me with them." You know.
Hmm.
Just interesting side note though, the people that have other partners other than God, when punishment happens, they're told to call them, right?
Hmm.
These people, when they see the punishment, when they're scared, they don't have to be told who to call. They call on their Lord.
They just call Allah. They just make dua. They
They
make
just
prayer.
make dua, you know?
They're still in prayer.
Yeah, subhanAllah.
They're calling who their Lord, the Lord of everyone, whether you choose to believe or not.
Yeah, subhanAllah. So they're calling out, "Our Lord, place us not amongst the wrongdoing people." And the companions of the elevation will call to men, recognizing them by their marks. So the people that are on the elevations now, once again, go back up to them talking. You up there, right? And now you see the evil people down there. They will say, "Did it not suffice you? You're accumulating? Wasn't it good enough, all of the stuff you got?
Mm.
Like, weren't you happy with all of the riches that you got on earth? All the girls you got, all the cars you had? Weren't you happy with that, you know? And that you were proud? Remember, you were big stuff, you know? You were such and such, you know? And that you were proud? Are these they whom you swore God would not reach with mercy?" So I can imagine, and this is how I imagine it. The people on the heights are pointing out at the rest of these people, those people that they just knew are coming into paradise with them, right? And
Hmm.
the punishment's engulfing everybody. And those people down there that are calling out for God, watching the punishment engulf people, right? They're like, "God, don't put us there," right? At the same time, the people on the elevations are calling out to the bad people like, "Hey, hey, I'm about to embarrass you again. You remember you was rich and you was all happy, and now you poor and wretched?
Mm.
And you remember these people right here that you thought wasn't going to make it into heaven? No, not you thought. You swore God wouldn't give them their mercy. Then then it's told to them, enter the gardens." So those people, I can just imagine them all just poof, coming into the
Yeah, right.
garden away from them, right in front of the disbelievers' eyes. You know, the disbelievers got to watch them ascend right away. "No fear will come on you, nor will you regret." And the companions of the fire will call out to the companions of the garden. So now they're both in both places, right? Or, heading to those places. I don't know. But the people in the fire are going to call up to the people in the garden. "Pour forth upon us some water, or some of what God has provided for you." So you know how people are like,
Help me out.
"Help me out," really. Like, "Hey, brother. Hey, sister. Mother, father. I know
Can
I'm
I get
here. You
give me
tried to
give me
warn me,
some water?
right? But you going up there, you getting something. Just give me a little something, you know?
Let me hold some.
Let me hold something, just a drop. Just anything." They will say, "God has made both unlawful to those who spurn guidance while claiming virtue." So humiliation again. Those, once again, the last people that you're going to call on. Those, because this has to be people that are close to you. You're only asking for a favor from somebody that's close to you, you know? So once again, you calling on them. "Hey, person that was close to me. I didn't listen to you then, but help me out now, because they think that that person is going to be able to help them, and then that person, the person that's close to them, is going to be like, nah, not going to be able to do it.
Hmm. Wow.
You know, those who took their doctrine as play and diversion, and this is the best part about it. Like, Allah gives us these separations, but then He lets us know what characteristics to have and avoid. You know, those who took their doctrine, their deen, their religion as play and diversion. Like, you take your religion as something like it's your side hustle. That's what you do, just kind of on the side, you know.
Or it's a pastime.
Yeah, it's a pastime, and
Something
just
that you're just in.
yeah. And something that's interesting about that part is, you know how Allah talks about how this world is nothing but play and diversion, right?
Hmm.
Well, think about it. Those people, this world is play and diversion. Allah is saying that, right? And what they spend their time on in this world is, you know, work, school, love, you know, war, you know, things like that. You know, that's what they spend their time on, right? That's the true play and diversion. And they spend a little bit of time. You could think most people spend most of their time doing all those other things, and they spend a little bit of time thinking about their quote unquote religion, right?
Yeah.
They took religion for play when it should be
Put
the
it on
opposite.
back.
And whom the life of this world deceived. So this day we forget them. So after those people are in hellfire, Allah is going to forget them. It's over for them. All of that crying out, all of that, nah, it's over. So this day do we forget them, even as they forgot the meeting of this day, of this their day. And as they have rejected our proofs. So they forgot the meaning of the day and they rejected the proofs. And I'm going to end on this part. And we have brought them a decree, which we have set out and detailed according to knowledge, as guidance and mercy for people who will believe. Just to kind of bring it back to the point.
Hmm.
This is the decree, the book, the Quran. Like, Allah sent the decree, which is the book, the Quran. And what does He say about the Quran? It's detailed. It's set out and detailed. So it has your details according to knowledge. You want some details? The details are there. It's according to knowledge. But it's only a guidance and a mercy for the believers.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Mm. No, I was saying that the decrees there and the the proofs are there, the knowledge is there, the guidance is there. It's all in the book.
It's all in the book.
It's all in the Quran.
Right? I mean, alhamdulillah, I think with that, that's a good little spot to wrap it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Alhamdulillah.
I hope people, when they listen to this, they sit and ponder and go into the book themselves, go read the Quran themselves, and take the guidance, take the knowledge, take the mercy.
Right?
Don't be of those that
Arrogant.
rejected the proofs, rejected the message, that are arrogant, that are boastful, that are using their quote unquote religion for play and amusement. Because when you get pulled to the gate, you want to be at the gate that says, that the keeper says, "Peace be unto you," not the gate that asks you, "Why
What
are
are
you?"
you doing here? Real life.
And we'll all know because we'll have our deeds with us. That's the only thing that we take with us when we die is our deeds. There's a lot of stuff that we accumulate and hoard in life, but at the end of the day,
Ain't none of that coming
none
with us.
of it is with us. Our souls are too light. We can't handle the baggage.
Right?
You know?
Real life. Our
To
souls
be
are
to
too
be
light.
figuratively speaking.
Right? Our souls are
There's
too light. You can't carry that baggage.
no carry on,
Yeah.
no none of that. It's just do your deeds, and that's it.
That's it. SubhanAllah.
Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum.
Hold on. Wa alaikum salam. Salam. Yeah, I was trying to find that. If you found this video helpful, don't like, don't subscribe. Just read the book. Open the Quran.